You pay them to watch your pets, but if something goes wrong, who's watching them?
We're talking about doggy daycares and boarding facilities.
Yeah, the question is, how much are they regulated? After a tragic incident at a doggy daycare last year, KSL Investigators decided to ask that question and find out what you can do as a pet owner before choosing the right facility for your dog.
Ron McBride beside himself on the sideline.
For former University of Utah coach Ron McBride, life is all about football and family. And if you ask him, Krista,
dogs are really like people,
was definitely part of his.
Anybody that has animals know how important they are to your family.
McBride says Krista was well-trained and well-loved. A 10-year-old German Shepherd.
Very mellow dog for a shepherd.
Without a mean bone in her body, and she proved it. Up until the moment she was killed. These two dogs just basically ganged up on her.
Just ganged up on her and were relentless.
Last May, the McBride family took Krista and two other family dogs to the Unleashed Dog Hotel in Murray. According to a lawsuit, Krista was led into a play area with other dogs, but when the dogs were taken back in, the lawsuit states employees did not account for Krista, who had fallen asleep. Two other dogs were then let into the play area, whose owner warned would seriously harm another dog. We blurred most of the video because what happens next is tough to watch.
When you look at the video is so ugly. I mean, it's just, dog just got murdered. I mean, period, and just executed, I would say. So it was just tragic.
The lawsuit states both dogs attacked Krista simultaneously, and it went on for 15 minutes before she died. No one supervised the dogs, no one monitored the cameras, and no one came to Krista's rescue.
And I would like to see these people who own this place, they need to step up their plate and be responsible for their actions.
The lawsuit states the dogs were left unmonitored for 35 minutes. After the attack, the Unleashed Dog Hotel expressed their apologies and sent KSL a statement saying, while the circumstances leading up to the incident were unforeseeable and unexpected, we are responsible for an irreparable loss. They also said they have taken measures to ensure this will never happen again.
Because you could see the pain that this dog went through. It's something you never forget.
Based on this case, the KSL investigators started looking into how boarding facilities are regulated. Is there any type of regulation when it comes to facilities like this?
There is no regulation.
Pam Nichols is a veterinarian and the owner of 3 doggy daycare centers.
So these guys have all been temperament tested.
She says her businesses are all accredited. That means the American Animal Hospital Association inspects them, and they have to meet 970 different standards. It also costs Nichols thousands of dollars a year.
Nationwide, they say 14 or 15% choose to become accredited. It's totally voluntary, it's kind of expensive, and it's really hard.
The KSL investigators discovered because there's no real regulation, there are no real rules, like whether or not boarding facilities should have cameras and whether or not dogs should be monitored at all times. While Nichols says her employees are always watching,
there's almost always 2, and in this one there's 1, 2, 3.
It's not legally required by the city or county.
We have no requirements on the amount of people.
Boarding facilities are inspected by Salt Lake County Animal Services, but only once a year. And the qualities inspectors are looking for are primarily physical.
Proper storage of food, proper storage of cleaning supplies, cleanliness, kind of just basic sort of things that we're looking at.
There's also no way for pet owners to check official complaints, so choosing a good boarding facility requires some legwork.
To really look at a place, go to it, take your dog.
If you're going to take your pet to a daycare, a boarding facility, a grooming facility, go in and meet the people and see if they're happy.
She also says cameras are critical, so you can check on your pet. Reading online reviews and getting recommendations is also important. And finally, Nichols says be sure to follow your nose.
Does it smell good? Does it look clean? Do you see crud in the corners? Do you see hair and urine in the corners? And the reason places smell is because they're dirty.
Good advice when looking for the right place for your pet. But as the McBrides found out, even doing your homework,
it's not acceptable what happened to Krista.
Cannot prevent every tragedy.
And it's not forgivable either.
The McBride family is suing the Unleashed Dog Hotel. They claim the business is guilty of gross negligence, breach of contract, and intentional misrepresentation. We did reach out to them for comment, but we have not heard back. The McBrides would also like to see the law changed to acknowledge that dogs are not just property.
Wow. Interesting.
Thanks, Mike.
Yep.
Yeah.